Have you ever wondered if you could really control your dog's seizures with diet? Well, if you stay with me in this episode of Veterinary Secrets, you're going to learn all about it. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Today's video was inspired by one of you commenting and asking me a question around seizures or tremors. In particular, it's a pet owner who has a dog that has sort of these mild intention tremors. And generally, those are ones which I would not be uncommon to see in veterinary practice. Often it'd be an older pet, and what may be happening is they may just have like involuntary parts of their head shaking. And often it's when they're concentrating to do something. So it may be that they're fine at rest. Like Tula just sort of resting here, it's fine. But if she was to sort of focus on her food bowl, go girl Tula, and try to see what's in her food bowl, she's engaging a part of her brain that requires a certain amount of balance. And then you may see some shaking or some tremoring. So I went ahead and did a little bit of research on diet in general, and in the past, in particular when we're discussing seizures in dogs, for majority of time I've talked about doing a more natural type diet, trying to eliminate kibble, looking at some type of a unique type protein if there's potentially maybe some allergic basis that's causing this abnormal brain activity causing your dog to seizure. But recently, so this year 2017, Purina released a diet called the NeuroCare diet, Purina Pro Plan NeuroCare. And in particular, it's primarily using MCT or medium chain triglycerides. So MCTs or medium chain triglycerides are really a type of fat. When we're trying to categorize fat, when we look at the fat from an animal versus the fat that might come from an essential fatty acid, say the form of fish oil, versus the type of fat that might come from a healthy one such as coconut oil. And medium chain is a describer of saying how many carbon atoms are making up this type of fat. So MCTs have somewhere between 6 to 12 carbons after them. Some of you may have heard of the bulletproof diet, ketogenic diet. All of these are really variations of the same thing, in that what's happening is the body is primarily using fat and turning into ketones as an energy source, as opposed to using, breaking down a carbohydrate, turning that into glucose and using that for the cells as an energy source. And this in particular has been very helpful for people that have refractory seizures or epilepsy. That's been really difficult to control on an array of medications. So naturally that same application has been tried in our animals, and we're actually seeing some results with it. In doing some more background research on it though, I was surprised to see that this dates back for hundreds of years, and you can look at research done in the 1920s, so nearly 100 years ago, where it was advocated to feed a high-fat diet to people that had epilepsy, and that was helping manage their seizures. So sure enough, 100 years goes by, and we're back to the same thing again after we've gone through billions of dollars of research and developing all these quote-unquote pharmaceutical medications, and you still got up to a third of people not responding. With our animals, fortunately, majority will respond to the conventional medication, but not all. And it would sure be nice, if I'm to have, say for instance, a little Tula here, if she was to have seizures of any type, be it just a local seizure where she's got a head tremor, or something more serious such as epilepsy, where she'd have different bouts where she'd go through these full complete seizures, I'd love to have the option to try something else more natural, in particular her diet. And I'd really look at adding, trying some type of ketogenic diet. So the most natural source of MCTs is this. This is coconut oil. And to make the oil, they've just got growing coconuts. They're pressing them in some type of a press, turning out this. Here's this oil. It's pretty cool in my house. The oil is pretty thick and hardened. But there it is, coconut oil. But let's just say that you have a dog who has these local intention tremors and you're like, is there something else I could try? What would be a simple, easy way to start? Well, to begin with, I do something simple like this, the coconut oil. And knowing that it's an oil that probably your dog has never had, you want to start off on a low enough dose that they're not going to get diarrhea. So a pretty typical starting dose is 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight daily. So somewhere like little Tula here, she's looking at it, she would get 1/2 teaspoon. So I want to try it. So I have here is 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to scoop that out. Okay, so I would be starting this at 1/2 teaspoon once a day. And then I'm just going to mix it in. I've got something yummy here. So you want to mix it into some part of your dog's food. I've got a little bit of hamburger here that I've cooked up. So I'm going to mix that in. Start it at once a day, increase it up to twice a day. And first of all, let's see if we do that. Because you want to make sure, first of all, it agrees with your dog. They're not having any GI upset from it. So start out on a relatively low amount, at least for the first week. So let's try here with Tula likes our coconut oil hamburger combination. Go girl, what do you think? Okay. If you've got a dog that's got severe epilepsy and you're looking at a ketogenic diet, in people they're actually providing 70% of the calories are coming from fat. So you're going to need a lot more fat, a very different diet modification. They're providing about 20% of that, 20-25% is protein, virtually no carbs, maybe 5% as a carbohydrate. So it's a very different diet. But there's nothing to be lost and potentially a lot gained by starting to introduce these MCT oil, starting with something simple like coconut oil, which we all have access to, at a real low dose initially, seeing if first of all your dog tolerates it, secondly seeing if it's helping. So say you've got a dog who's a little bit overweight, you want to boost their metabolism, you could consider using this. Say you've got a dog which cognitively, maybe she's a little bit of an older dog, she's got some cognitive dysfunction, you can consider using coconut oil to potentially help her there. And then lastly, we're dealing with especially some type of localized intention tremor, which is not uncommon in our older pets. Once again, here's a real simple option to consider. Thanks you guys for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. What I'd love for you to do now is click down there to like this video. Click up there to subscribe to my channel. And lastly, click that link directly in the box below. And then when you do that and you sign up for my newsletter, I can send you my free books and my free videos on how to heal your pets at home with my top natural remedies.